Hey, what is up guys, it's your boy Chim here, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be doing a top 5 of my favorite TV shows. And shows in general. So, guys, what I'll be doing is I will be giving a description of the show, or I'll be putting the show in the spot. I will be giving a description of the show, meaning like I'll be telling you some of the events, telling you some characters, some about the characters. I'm also going to be telling you my favorite season and also my favorite episode. So guys, just a disclaimer, this video will be long, so guys, if you can, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like the video, and make sure you guys, grab a popcorn or a snack or something to drink, to keep you guys nice and refreshed. So, without further ado, let's get this started. So, at the number one spot for me is a TV show by the names of NCIS. Now, NCIS is a show that follows a team that works in the naval. It's an NCIS team, which stands for Naval Criminal Investigative Service. This team that we follow has the team that we follow as main leader is named Leroy Jethro Gibbs. He was a gunnery sergeant sniper who fought in Kuwait and Desert Storm, and he had a Purple Heart for an IED hitting him in Kuwait. Some of the other characters on this team are Timothy McGee, who is a computer specialist, Tony Donoso, who is the senior field agent, and Ziva, in the female role, getting put to 3 different girls. At first, in season 1 and 2, this was Caitlin Todd, who was formerly in the Secret Service, who had protected the president. Then it was Ziva David in season 3 through 13, and then in those season through 13, in like season 11, 12, and 13, 14, 15, and going on to 16 in September 25th, it was Ellie Bishop, who was a NSA analyst. Touching on Gibbs's backstory, the main leader's backstory. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed a few characters. And the medical examiner, Dr. Ducky Mallard, the assistant medical examiner, Jimmy Palmer, the forensic scientist, Abby Shuto, which she had left, so right now we do not know, but she was the former. Well, now she's former. So, delving into Gibbs's history. Gibbs, at the back end of his military career as a Marine sniper, lost his wife and his young daughter to a drug dealer named Pedro Hernandez. Gibbs would later get the revenge on Pedro Hernandez, and really not regret it, but it would stick to him for a while. Going through that, and that is just, we also see the director of NCIS who has seen some very present changes, going from Tom Morrow, who accepted a deputy director's position at Homeland Security, and then going to a female NCIS director named Jenny Shepard, who was Leroy Jethro Gibbs, his old partner, and lover at the time. So, and then we go to Jenny Shepard's death, and then going into Leon Vance, who used to be boxer, then go to Marine, and then he worked his way up. Right now, in season 16 is releasing on September 25th. Vance got captured at the end, so we do not know what his fate is or anything, so there could be a new director. Okay, NCIS out of the way. Well, NCIS not out of the way, sorry. Why I love this show? One, because it's really has very good characters, very good character development, and it just sends a lot of adrenaline to you, especially in the later parts of the seasons, and especially in the early parts. It gives you a lot of adrenaline pumping moments. things that you do not expect. NCIS has twists and turns that a lot of shows do not have. But my favorite season is season 13, and my favorite episode is in season 13, which is episode 24, which is dubbed Family First. I can't speak today. Dubbed Family First, and in that episode, it's just a very dramatic episode, learning that Ziva had died, supposedly died, and that she had a daughter with Denozo, and Denozo resigns as an NCIS senior special agent, which then leaves Timothy McGee as senior special agent, and really we have never seen him since. Hopefully in season 16 that might change. We do not know. So yes, so that goes up to NCIS Top 1 Spy. Next on the list at number 2 is 24. Now, 24 follows the story of a CTU agent named Jack Bauer. CTU standing for Counterterrorism Unit. The story, this series has 9 seasons, going on to a prequel series that might be releasing later down the line. But this story follows, like I said, CTU agent Jack Bauer, who really had a lot of character development and a lot of tragic stories that a lot of people can actually relate to. In the first part of season 1, at the end of season 1, going into season 2, his wife was killed by one of his his earlier love interest and co-worker Nina Myers. CTU would live on to be a very staple for the American people, and would protect against any terrorism or any terroristic attack. Jack would later be really promoted to doing a lot of things. He eventually left CTU in season 6. CTU later got disbanded in season 7, and then it got reinstated in season 8 in New York, where Jack, had his adventure there, trying to kill the Russian consul, or the Russian president, and he did not succeed. Then season 9 happened, which was a very complete shocker, and now this prequel series. So, my favorite season of 24 would probably be, honestly, season 8. Going on to season 8 will probably be the last episode in season 8. I do not know. They did not give names to that episode. But why I love the series is just like NCIS, basically. It's very adrenaline pumping. It's a very hard hitter, Excuse me. Especially emotionally wise, it's a very hard hitter. And you get really attached to characters, and it's just like NCIS, it actually has twists and turns that nobody would ever expect. And it's a really great series. And like I said, my favorite season is season 8, and my favorite episode is episode 24. I think it's 24 actually in season 8. Why is the same reason for NCIS, basically. The episode was very dramatic. The episode really tugged at your heartstrings because that was the last sighting of Jack Bauer until season 9, because Jack was supposedly the bad guy in this season 8 season. He was portrayed as one of the bad guys, and eventually, everything with the events, Jack just walks away. And it's a very leading up story that just ties one season into everything, and it really is. It's in 24 hours. That's why it's called 24. It's a real life show. So yeah, that is top 2, 24. Next is a series named Red vs. Blue. Red vs. Blue. Now, Red vs. Blue is not a traditional TV show that appears on TV. Red vs. Blue is based on, if you guys are gamers, or any gamers, is based on Halo. And, it's it's a really, it goes in seasons. There's no episodes. Like I said, it's not really it's not like a TV show. It's produced by a company named Rooster Teeth. So there's just seasons. Why I love this show is it's very heavy story. In the earlier seasons, it's not very story heavy, but once you get into like season 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, and 16, and maybe 17 is happening. Really, this story just gets heavy, and you really feel everything. And it's so story intense that your adrenaline's going to be pumping each time you watch an episode, because you do not know what's going to happen. Or not episode, the whole season. It'll leave you on cliffhangers that you do not really want, and it's like, oh my god, what the fuck? Like, honestly, sorry for my language, but it's a really great series. Right there is my favorite season of Red vs. Blue would have to be season probably season. This is a hard one. This is a really hard one, God, because this is a really good series. That's really funny. I'd have to say it's probably season 11. Season 11. Because it starts a trilogy called the Chorus Trilogy, where the survivors and the people of Red vs. Blue, the characters, were stranded on a planet that they did not know. They crashed a ship, so it's just that season, that whole season, and the whole trilogy is so good, and I love that season. It's a memorable season. So number 4 is another one of good shows that's really good. Prison Break, which a lot of you might know. Prison Break follows the story of two brothers, Michael Scofield and Lincoln Burrows. Lincoln Burrows got life in prison and was sentenced to death by the electric chair for murdering the vice president's brother. And Michael goes into prison and breaks him out because he believes Lincoln is innocent, which later down the line, Lincoln is innocent, and this just follows these two brothers that are sticking for each other and never give up on family. This series goes on season 9 and later down the line in the year, maybe another season and maybe more seasons coming after that. So that is that, and so my favorite season of Prison Break would have to be probably, honestly, season 9, episode 1, which is called Ogajia. Now, why I love this episode is because it's just, you finally, Michael Scofield was supposedly dead in season 8, at the end of season 8, and in season 9, episode 1, we find out that he is alive. And that's just, for hardcore fans, that just is like, boom. It's just like, oh my god. It's all the shows that I love are heavy, intensive of story and very character development and all that, and I love it. Prison Break is a heart-inducing show. Again, twist, just like 24 and NCIS, that you do not expect, that you do not know what's gonna happen. You get cliffhangers. And it's just, that's why I love the show and that episode. It's just, it's twists and turns. So, for our final spot, top 5 spot, will be The Walking Dead. As you guys can see, The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead is following a man named Rick Grimes in the zombie apocalypse, who leads a group of survivors through many precarious adventures. Rick has lost a lot in his apocalyptic days, losing his wife in childbirth, Lori, and giving birth to his daughter Judith, and he lost his wife. And later in season 8, season 8, losing his son Carl to a walker. really why The Walking Dead is in top 5, really, for me, or in the 5 spot, is because in these later seasons, it's died down. The story has died down. And in the earlier seasons, I loved it. I loved The Walking Dead, and I still do. It's just later in the seasons, it's died down. There's not much really story. Now with Andrew Lincoln, who plays Rick Grimes, leaving in season 9, it's very, very intense. You know, it's really intense, and that's why I love the show, because you don't know, it's like NCIS and 24, and Prison Break. It's the turns and the twist, they'll leave you on cliffhangers, and you do not know, and people just spend months thinking of theories, and it's just like, oh my god. My favorite season of Walking Dead has to be season 3. My favorite episode would have to be season, I think it's 12 or 13. It's called Clear, and this episode is very goes home to me, because it's just like when Rick was fatally shot in season 1. He was shot, I think, in the right shoulder, or in the left shoulder. He had surgery, but he was recovering and stuff when everything happened in season 1, when the apocalypse first started. This man named Morgan took Rick in and really helped Rick out, and that we do not know what happens through season 1 and 2, but in season 3, episode 13, we find Morgan again. But Morgan is going crazy, because Morgan had a son when he met Rick, but his son was fatally killed by his wife, who was turned into a walker in season 1. He tells the story of his wife, but his wife fatally bit his son, and he had to kill his son and his wife, and that sent him on a path where he went crazy, and all he had to do was clear. That's why the episode's dubbed Clear. So guys, that is my top 5 stories, top 5 TV shows, why I love them, what's my favorite season, describing them and all that. So guys, don't forget to subscribe to Meg for her giveaway, and make sure you guys subscribe to me. Subscribe and like, turn on notifications, and just make sure you guys are having good days, and make sure you guys keep 10 toes down, smile more, and thank you guys, peace out.